Greetings all, Ferrari Man 601 here. Welcome to iRacing and welcome to Belle Isle. Yes, Belle Isle in Detroit, home of the IndyCar Duel at Detroit. We're not driving the IndyCars today, though. We are driving the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup, which, truth behold, I haven't driven since I reviewed it in, 2016, something like that. This is week 13, therefore there are no consequences to this, but I would like to do somewhat well in this 15-minute race. But before you can race, you must qualify. So let's go out and do that right now. See if I remember anything at all about this car. Again, the last time I drove it was that review piece that I did nigh on 2 years ago. And that's not gone well. Oh, dear. That's really not gone well. Let's see. I've got another 6.5 minutes or so. Yeah, well, officially we haven't turned any laps here, so that's good. At least not as far as this session goes. Right now we are classified in P6, and you can tell how long it's been since I've driven this car. A, because I just stuffed it, and two, it's still in my old colors. There we go, that's the way it's supposed to be. Getting tires up to temp here on the outlap, and hoping beyond hope that we can at least not start last. All right. It's been quite a while since I've driven Detroit as well. Know the place. We learned this place last year. Did a video on that. So, yeah, familiar with it. But again, combination of an unfamiliar car and mostly familiar circuit. Who knows what that will yield.
Green flag, green flag.
Alright, we'll at least get one timed lap in.
Okay, here comes your first timed lap.
Fourth gear through here, gotta watch turn 2 at the bump. There's the bump. Don't want to do any General Motors executive impersonations. I'm also completely full of fuel. I don't know if that's necessary in this race, but won't be necessary for the race distance. I don't know if it's necessary for qualifying. Probably not, but hey, it's what we've got. On. A car like this just feels so clumsy around this place. Our normal circuit, this thing hooks up pretty nicely from what I recall, but around here with all the bumps and the 90-degree corners, it's a very different story. We're on. Brakes, more brakes, turn, power, yes. Alright, we'll get one flying lap in at very least. No idea how much time's left in the session. Brakes. Third gear, 137.5 dead. That's good for P3 at the moment. Not stone last yet. That's good. And we're up by a quarter second already. That won't last. Brakes. Get it to the apex. All right. Power on. Third gear. Grab fourth real quick. Second. A little wide of the apex there. It's okay because that curbing is not your friend. Steal as much as you can on the inside barrier there, and then let it drift a little bit wide for the exit. Up by 0.7, that's pretty good. Just grab 6th for the braking zone. Of course, you do a lap around here in an Indy car, and you're braking at 200 meters. I think that's in meters, I would hope. Whatever it is. This thing you're braking at 400 plus. Second gear. On the power, there we go. Up by almost a full second. At least we're making progress in the positive direction. A little bit tail happy through there. Actually gained a lot of time. Not bad. Down to P4, checkered flag. Alright. This qualifying done. 136.359. There's the barrier. Doesn't matter. We remain in P4 for the moment. Okay. Where does this put us overall? We've got 1:40 left in the session. The results, alright. Yeah, remind me of how terrible I am, why don't ya? Entries, alright, we've got some Canadians, some Spaniards and or Portuguese. With Iberia, a couple of Brazilians, I have to watch out for them because see what their pings are, they're horrific. Scandinavia, Asia, New England, Australia. I think we have every continent except Africa and Antarctica represented in this 11-car field. Not bad. Alright. I'll deal with that. We will let the session run out, and we'll be back once we see the final damage. Alright, the session is just ended. We're just in the handshake time now to advance to the race session. We are going to start 4th on the grid. We'll take that, and the green flag will go up in 1 minute and 50 seconds. So P4 not bad, but look at the qualifying times there. I am basically 5 seconds, 4.5 seconds behind P1, which is a bit of a problem. Yeah, 15 minutes. We don't need 26 gallons of fuel on board, so we could have saved a lot of time just with that. Brake bias felt reasonable to the point where, you know, I actually did get the braking right. Tire pressures, we can lower them a touch all around. And we fail tech. Why do we fail tech? Ride height's too low on the rear. And we pass tech. Alright, so rear tire pressures can't go down that much. Minute left. Hopefully we've got enough gas to finish. We should. I don't see why we wouldn't. Yeah, should be fine.
Right, drivers, I hope everybody has a good race.
So probably a little bit too much. That's alright. Yep, best of luck to everybody. Have fun.
Best of luck.
Alright, what have we got here? 30 seconds remaining. Unless everybody grids. Let's get the engine fired up. Alright, here we go. Oh, this is gonna hurt. I have the feeling. Not a bad getaway. Alright. Start went better than I expected, but let's not get greedy into the braking zone here for turn 3. Everybody braking early. As you might expect, got a guy trying to go up the inside. That's going to end in tears. And a whole bunch of people just went into the barrier behind us. Okay. We have 15 minutes to make a mistake.
That was my bad, I lost that.
tend to believe that was one of the guys who tried to go up the inside when I was already on the inside. That never works.
You got a toy car on the left.
He just kissed the barrier. He's going to have some damage. Doesn't look too bad. Looks like he might be having a little bit of trouble turning left. We'll see. .4 seconds clear behind. He's having a little trouble turning in any direction. Maybe he's just trying to feel it out now. But that means that we might have an opportunity to attack. Strategy for dealing with Week 13 races is quite simply stay alive, because everybody just throws caution to the wind. Look at that understeer. Brakes. Alright, 1.2 seconds clear behind. I'm content to sit here, see what happens. Again, I am dealing with a far less than perfectly handling car myself, so again, I don't really feel like I can get on the offensive too much. A little bit of understeer still. Two seconds clear behind. Again, all we gotta do is just keep doing what we're doing, keep plugging away. Try not to make too many mistakes. And we'll see where the chips may fall toward the end. .9 clear behind. That was almost bad. A bit of a four-wheel drift there. Guy behind must have had an incident. He's now 4.5 behind. Third gear seems to be the way through turns 1 and 2. Understeer City. Yes, I'm keenly aware that I'm being quite conservative. Honestly, the race doesn't count for anything, and I'm quite irregular in iRacing anyway, so It's not like I have any skin in the game. I just want to be clean, be consistent enough, and, you know, earn wherever it is that I end up.
You got a slow car on the right.
He's had another incident. Just caught the tail end of it. I don't know if he actually made contact with the barrier. We've caught up to him a little bit. About 1.5 seconds. All right, 4th gear through here. 3rd gear through the 2nd corner. He still seems to be running all right. He might have just had a little bit of a half spin, saved it at the end. But we got to worry about ourselves. Rear locking there. You always got to resist the urge in a situation like this to let the guy ahead of you drive your car. There's not much happening around me. Nearest opposition is 7.5 seconds behind. So it'd be real easy to fall into highway hypnosis here, but just keep hitting your marks. Pay attention to your car and what you're doing. And don't worry about what's going on in front. Just keep tabs on them. Joao Barbosa 3 has just manually disconnected. He was immediately behind us. I guess he gave up. Felipe Santro Andre is now our next target behind. He's 9.8 seconds back. Not going to be worrying about him much at all. And we've probably been running for 8 to 10 minutes so far. Not much time left. It's 15 minutes plus 1 lap, provided the leader crosses start-finish before 15 minutes elapses completely. And I totally overestimated fuel consumption. I could have taken out probably another 6 gallons. But hey, want to get into tortoise and hare games. Totally gonna be the tortoise, and I'm okay with that. Second gear, power down, go over 3rd. Hesitate, go. .35.804, personal best of the session. See what we've got going on. Not too bad. Second gear, pick up the apex curbs a little bit, pick up the exit curbs a little bit, throw it into the next one. Yeah, Gustavo in front of us definitely carrying less fuel. He's not as consistent as we are, but he has better XL, and generally speaking, he seems to be a little bit better handling, despite having kissed the barrier at least once. See, what would be really cool is if we could have run the 911 RSR through here. That would be fun. This car ain't bad, but the RSR is on another level. Pretty consistent lap times. We're within a tenth of our last one. Basically put that down to fuel burn, I would think. .8 seconds back. And I'm content to stay where I am. This often happens to me in iRacing, though. You put up a qualifying time, and it seems to be just what your pace is. You don't really tend to advance much unless somebody in front of you has an accident or makes a big mistake. It's just the way it always seems to work. Even last time I consistently ran in the IndyCar Series in 2016, running the DW12 in those days, I would always generally finish where I qualified. What is that? 2.5, 3 laps to burn through a gallon of fuel? Totally misjudged that. More practice time would have been useful for those calculations, but oh well. Who would have thought? A fuel-efficient race car. Tires starting to go off a little bit. Gustavo now 6 seconds ahead. Felipe is 18 and a half behind. Little hot. It's okay, got away with it. White flag. 15 minutes have elapsed. This is our last lap. Let's keep it on the island. Gustavo with a lull in front. Could be a distraction tactic on his part. He apparently hasn't had any sort of incident. Well, I don't know. I'm getting 2 seconds on him. Maybe he did. I don't know. I'm so far behind, though, that it hardly matters. Half a lap to go. Yeah, I easily could have started this race with 6 gallons less on board, but oh well. I'm going off of very fragmentary knowledge of having driven this car one time 3 years ago. And there we go. There's the checkers. We finished P4.
There's the flag. It's over. Great job. You did really well.
Nice run, everyone. P1 is already disconnected. I like to do the cooldown lap, even though I have no real reason to celebrate anything. Not bad. We finished where we started, so at least there was no loss. But hey, we covered 11 laps. Not bad in 15 minutes. Our times were fairly consistent. And considering this is only the second time, really, I've driven this car at any length whatsoever, I think we can be reasonably pleased with that result. Had no incidents. We resisted an early attack from behind. Not bad. Back to the pits now. Limit's like 37 or so. Nope, it's 40. Cool.
Okay, the race is over. Bring it on in.
There's our box. Hello, crewman. Pretty good. Pretty good. Take a look at the final results. And take another look at that start, if we may. Because, yeah, we were languishing in no man's land there, but the start was a little bit hair-raising going into turn 3. Not bad sounds from these cars, I might add. But there we are in our P4 off the start. I got a great launch. Kept up with everybody just fine. Had a little bit of a look at P3 coming in through here. I very quickly decided against it. Went back to the middle to defend the inside line. P5 looking up the inside. He outbraked me a little bit there, but he misjudged it, and wow, we really just missed getting tied up in that melee into turn 3. This angle might show it a little bit better. Look at this. Wow. Really close with the number 9 there behind. Then, of course, they just go into their little schmozzle effect back there. But all in all, not too bad. I think we could be reasonably satisfied with that performance, even though it really wasn't all that exciting after the start. But there is the final order. We finish where we start. Not too bad. And our winner actually was car number 2, started in P2. Pretty good. And yeah, I finished 35 seconds behind the race winner. Not too bad, but yeah, that final interval between myself and Felipe was just enormous. But yeah, finish where you start. You can't really complain all that much about that. So definitely some fun has been had here in iRacing's proverbial week 13. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that one. Thank you all very much for watching. Ferrari Man 601 saying, thank you very much for being awesome, and we will see you soon.